Dogs have a gift for sensing what we can't. They recognize bad people before we do. They hear things we'll never notice, and they can smell emotions, fear, happiness, even grief, like it's written in the air. But when it comes to pregnancy, what do they really know? For thousands of years, dogs have stayed by our side, not just as pets, but as loyal observers of our every move. And during pregnancy, something in them changes. They get more clingy, more protective, and sometimes even more intense. Some people believe dogs can sense the exact moment labor is about to begin. Let's dig in. A nose that knows everything. Let's talk about one of the most powerful tools a dog has: their nose. With around 300 million olfactory receptors compared to a human's 5 million, a dog's sense of smell is on a completely different level. It's not just stronger, it's a form of perception so refined that scientists say dogs can see the world through scent. When a woman becomes pregnant, her body starts producing a whole new mix of hormones, like HCG, progesterone, and oxytocin. These chemical changes affect a woman's scent in ways we can't detect, but to a dog, it's unmistakable. Even before there are visible signs of pregnancy, the hormonal shift creates a scent profile that signals something is changing. And this isn't just speculation. Dogs have been trained to detect some of the most subtle biological shifts in humans, from spotting early-stage cancer to alerting people to a drop in blood sugar or an oncoming seizure. If they can do all that, is it really so hard to believe they can smell the early signs of pregnancy too? We may never know how much they understand about what's happening. But the moment something changes inside the human body, a dog's nose already knows. Sometimes, even before the person does. Can they predict labor? Here's something that sounds almost too wild to believe. Many dog owners claim their dog knew labor was about to begin, even before the first contraction hit. While science hasn't officially confirmed this ability, the stories are too consistent to ignore. And when you break it down, it actually makes a lot of sense. In the hours leading up to labor, a pregnant body starts to go through noticeable but subtle changes. Hormone levels shift rapidly, body temperature can rise, posture, scent, and overall energy. It all starts to feel different. These are changes a human might not recognize until labor is well underway. But a dog? Especially one that's been emotionally synced with their human for years. They pick up on every detail. Their nose can detect scent shifts we'll never notice. Their eyes catch slight posture changes. Even the rhythm of movement or breathing doesn't escape them. So when a dog suddenly becomes glued to someone's side, stares at them intensely, or even seems restless or alert right before the baby comes, it might not be superstition or coincidence. It could be their instincts and senses combining to pick up on a moment we can't fully explain. Maybe they don't understand what labor is, but they know something major is happening, and they're ready to stand by. How dogs react to pregnancy. Once a dog senses that something is changing, their behavior often shifts in noticeable ways. Many dogs become noticeably more attached. They might follow their human from room to room, lay their head on their lap more often, or position themselves close by as if they're keeping watch. Some may show signs of gentle protectiveness, especially around the pregnant person's belly, resting their head there or positioning themselves between their human and strangers. Others get curious, sniffing baby clothes, inspecting the newly assembled crib, or tilting their head at the sound of a baby crying on TV. These reactions aren't just random. They're driven by instincts and a deep emotional bond. But not every dog reacts the same way. For some, the changes in daily life can create confusion or even anxiety. They might pace more, act unsettled, or retreat to quiet corners. These behaviors might look like disobedience, but they're not. It's just your dog trying to understand a shift they can feel but can't explain. Their world is changing, and they're doing their best to keep up. Showing them patience and consistency can go a long way in helping them feel safe during this new chapter. Helping dogs through the transition. Pregnancy is one of the biggest changes a household can experience. And while everyone focuses on the parents and the baby, it's easy to forget there's another family member watching it all unfold: the furry family member. For them, this isn't just a new chapter, it's a shift in their entire emotional environment. Dogs thrive on routine, familiarity, and connection. So when the energy of the home begins to shift, it can throw them off. They might not understand what's happening, but they definitely feel that something big is coming. That's why helping a dog adjust during pregnancy isn't just about preparing them for a baby. It's about helping them feel secure and included in the process. One of the most effective things you can do is increase emotional communication. Talk to them like you always have. Let them explore the baby's toys, clothes, or nursery while keeping the experience calm and positive. You can even play recordings of baby sounds at a low volume to gradually desensitize them to crying. Some dog trainers recommend using a baby doll to simulate future routines. And here's a big one. Start gradually changing how much attention you give them before the baby arrives. Not in a negative way, but in a gentle, spaced-out manner. If your dog is used to constant affection, and that suddenly disappears when the baby comes, it could trigger confusion or sadness. But if that adjustment starts early and slowly, they'll adapt much more easily. At the end of the day, your dog just wants to belong. They've stood by you this far, and they deserve a place in this next chapter too. What about after the baby arrives? Most people focus on how dogs react during pregnancy, but what happens after the baby is born? For many dogs, this new addition can be confusing, exciting, or even a little overwhelming. Suddenly, there's a new scent, new sounds, and less attention than before. Some dogs instantly bond with the baby, acting like gentle guardians. Others need time to adjust, especially to crying or sudden movements. That's why early introductions and calm energy are key. Let your dog sniff the baby's blanket before they meet. Keep the first interaction short and relaxed. Praise your dog when they stay calm around the baby. This helps them associate the newborn with safety, not stress. Over time, many dogs develop a beautiful, protective bond, proving once again that they're more than just pets. They're family. And if you want to understand your dog's emotions on a deeper level, click the video on your screen now and keep building that unbreakable bond. Thanks for watching.